Happy Monday, Wenatchee Valley. Happy Monday, North Central Washington. Yes, there is such a thing as a happy Monday. We're proof of that. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, 8th day of January 2018. I am Dan Kuntz. To my immediate left is News Director Steve Hare. Cat in control. Welcome back.
Yes.
Yeah.
As it is.
You want to give folks a quick little update of last week?
Well, actually, it's I kind of have pretty much the same thing today that I had last week. I mean, it's getting up out of the sick bed to come to work. If any of you out there are suffering from the same problems right now, chest congestion, understand that the flu is going around right now. But hey, it's a difficult time, I'll tell you.
Well, you made it. I mean, a week ago was New Year's Day. We were off, and then you were out on Tuesday the 2nd. Then you dragged your rear end down here on Wednesday the 3rd against his better judgment, because that put you right back on the other side of the coin. Yeah. And then you missed Thursday and Friday. We were able to piece together a moderately successful news gathering operation in your absence. Yeah, we did okay.
You betcha.
We did okay.
But yeah, I would strongly encourage you that if you're not feeling well, folks, stay home. Don't pass it along to your coworkers like I'm doing right now. But I'll tell you what, we've got a story coming up here this morning on the flu season, which has struck Washington State, as it has 36 other states right now, pretty hard. And we've already got 20 deaths reported in Washington State from flu complications.
I wonder what the school numbers are, how many kids are missing school.
We won't know that until we have a chance to talk with the health district later on this morning. But I'm sure that absentee rates have really skyrocketed over the past couple of days.
I feel fine. Of course, if I'm the picture of health, then this station is definitely in trouble. I can tell you that much. Good show for you today. We've got your weather forecast coming up. The National Weather Service is using the term, and they usually don't do this, but they got descriptive with the weather synopsis this morning. They're using the term dreary.
Dreary?
Dreary. It's a dreary forecast.
How do you define dreary?
Well, look it up on Webster's, I guess. We'll do your weather forecast. We got your past report. Lots of sports to get to. Of course, on Mondays, we wrap up the weekend that was in the world of sports, both preps and the latest from the NFL playoffs. Your teams are done now.
Oh yeah, I don't have a dog in the fight now. They're all gone.
So you were Rams,
and if the Rams,
and if the Rams got eliminated, you're going to go to who?
Then I would have gone with the Buffalo Bills.
Okay, well they're both
and they're
gone.
both out now. So yeah, and I don't care for Clemson or Alabama. So really, my football season's over.
Well, now you'll watch the Super Bowl.
Probably not now.
Really?
No, there's, like I say.
Welcome to the club.
I'm a fan. I have teams that I follow, and if they're not in the game, why should I watch the game?
Well, I'm definitely going to watch the College Football National Championship tonight, because it's the last college football game of the year, and I need that to hold on to get me through August. So.
Who are you picking?
I want Georgia to win, but I think Bama's going to take it. Nick Saban's really good at what he does. He's really good at what he does. Speaking of really good at what he does, Steve will have the news here in just a couple minutes. We got sports, as I mentioned before, today in history, the obscure holiday, birthdays. Everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. Robert Sandage is patiently standing by in the green room.
That's right.
He'll be on to the second half of the show, because his the Omi Gardens concert series was videotaped this year. Very well done. And starting Wednesday, you'll have a chance on a weekly basis to sit back and enjoy some great music from a great venue.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Enjoy a little summer during the winter months.
Absolutely. So that show will make its debut here on the NCW Live channel on Wednesday, and Robert will be in to talk about that when we come back in the back half of the show. You ready to get busy? Let's go around the valley.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. To our Valley View cameras we go, courtesy of Localtel's Sky-Fi high-speed wireless internet. It is foggy, it is cloudy today, and today's forecast is calling for clouds and fog. You were gone on Friday, and you missed a good day to not come to work. It was really hard to get where you needed to go.
Yeah, this whole weekend was really kind of dreary when you think about it.
But it beats icy. I mean, Friday's commute was just not pretty at all with the school delays that we had. It was
solid ice.
Yeah, it was. I had a hard time walking to work on Friday, but that's all said and done. Everything's looking good. No problems with the area roadways. Good morning, Wenatchee. That's the cross camera. And now, Steve, the next three cameras we find out together, because Kat picks them out.
And I have no clue where I am here.
That is either Steins or Monitor. That's
Steins Hill?
Yep, that's Steins. So that little sliver you see in the far right-hand corner of your screen, that's the East Wenatchee bench. That's the sun trying to get up and get going. Sunrise is at 7:47 today, by the way. But the days are gradually getting longer, Steve, because sunset tonight, 4:29 in the evening. Sunset tomorrow, 4:30
So that little lighted portion there in the center, that would be Kashmir.
That's Kashmir. That's beautiful downtown Kashmir. Camera 3 will take us to, that's Omi.
Omi Gardens.
Which is apropos since it is the Omi Garden concert series that we'll be talking about in the second half of the show with Robert. Look at that low layer of clouds hanging right there. And that's about the same elevation as the cross camera. It's just pointing almost the exact opposite direction with the Odeobashian Bridge.
Actually, driving in this morning, I felt a little warmer.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's 30, which, you know, usually it's about lower 20s by now. Clouds keeping the heat in. In fact, we're going to be in the 40s by the time we get to the weekend. That's what the National Weather Service is predicting. And that is our fourth camera. That is Union Valley. Union Valley. In fact, I'll be up in Chelan a little bit later on today. We're going to go up and do a couple of interviews in the Lake Chelan area.
Right.
Keep our friends up north in the loop. Thanks for joining us, Chelan. So that is Union Valley. Chelan proper is to the far left of your screen. Beautiful morning up there.
That is.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us on this 8th day of January. It is a Monday. Normally, on Mondays, we do not guarantee you a 5-star show. However, well, not however, it's not going to be a 5-star
Sometimes
show.
it just works out that way.
Sometimes we do a pretty good job.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's the darndest thing. From the National Weather Service, your forecast, and I'm quoting them now, dreary. The inland Northwest will experience dreary weather, low clouds and fog through the middle of the week. A little bit of valley rain, no real snow in the forecast either that we can really think about. We could get a little skiff of snow tonight. There's a 70% chance of precipitation tonight, Steve, but it's going to be in the form of rain with the occasional snowflake maybe in the higher elevations. Tomorrow, exactly like today, just cloudy and foggy, highs in the mid to maybe upper 30s. Wednesday, cloudy, foggy, about 39. So a gradual warming trend. 36 today, 38 Tuesday, near 40 on Wednesday. The next system comes in Wednesday night, Steve, and again, it's a better chance of rain than snow on Thursday. Thursday night, clouds and 33, and then we bump up into the 40s. Look at that Friday. 42 degrees with the rain-snow mix, especially in the overnight hours. And then we just kind of cloudy and kind of, Is that a word?
I don't know.
From the National Weather Service, your forecast today.
Spelled M-E-H.
Yeah. So there's your forecast again. Little spittles of rain, a little bit of snow here and there. Nothing really to get excited about. Hopefully a couple of sun breaks on Sunday. That's what we're hoping for. That is your forecast. Now, your past report. As you might imagine, no real problems at all up in the Cascades. These are live shots from the Department of Transportation. I-90, no advisories, no restrictions. Some snow slush at the very summit of Snoqualmie Pass, and that's basically it there. Stevens Pass does have a traction tire advisory. Some compact snow and ice on the road on US 2 Stevens. That's what it looks like right now. Stevens camera is black and white for whatever reason. You should get rid of that. They should go, color TV is going to be the next big thing. It really is. Or maybe sepia TV, everything kind of in a brown tint.
Or smell-o-vision, one of the two.
Smell-o-vision, there you go. Right now, Stevens, again, traction tires are advised. Some light snow coming down, and that's Blewett. And the big problem on Blewett is going to be visibility. As you can say, it's pretty darn foggy on Blewett Pass. Nothing coming down out of the sky. Roadway's fine, bare and wet, some slush and ice in places. But Blewett, you do have some visibility issues. For the mountain passes today, nothing. A little bit of rain, a little bit of snow, nothing really to talk about. No real measurable snow expected in the Cascades today. Tonight, a couple of inches possible in the Cascades. Tuesday, 2 to 4 inches possible, maybe an inch or two Tuesday night, a couple of inches on Wednesday. The significant snow that we're looking at here, probably Wednesday night, Steve, 3 to 5 inches of snow. And then that's it for the weekend, the upcoming weekend. If you're traveling over the river and through the woods, you're not going to have any problems at all in the Cascades.
Super duper.
Yep. So, traction tires advised on Stevens. No advisories or restrictions right now on Blewett or on Snoqualmie Pass, and it's going to be fairly quiet up in the Cascades, just like it is going to be down here on the Valley floor. It's 9 minutes after the hour, Monday, 8th day of January 2018. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. 1 minute break, and then Steve Hare as your Monday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live here from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
Hi, I'm Blair from Works, your workout prescription. Have you ever started an exercise program and then struggled to keep it going? So what if I told you that with this MyZone device, I could increase your chances of self-motivated exercise adherence by over 200%. Combine that with an exercise prescription specifically for your level of readiness, we'll increase it even more. And that's our new member success system. It's $99. It's exclusively at Works. It includes your MyZone belt. Works. YourWorkoutRx.com.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Well, good morning and welcome to this January 8th, a Monday. I'm Steve Hare. Here's what's happening around north central Washington news-wise. First of all, we have some breaking news from the west side of the mountains this morning. A manhunt is underway in Pierce County following the overnight shooting death of a sheriff's deputy. It's being reported by the Pierce County Sheriff's Office that the shooting occurred at a home in the Spanaway area. Officials say numerous streets are being closed in that area as law enforcement conducts a search for the gunman. Meanwhile, Cairo News reporting that one suspect was shot and killed at that residence, again in Spanaway. It appears the deputy was responding to a report of a residential burglary or home intrusion at that, or home invasion, I should say, at that residence, and he was shot and killed. According to the Sheriff's Department, he was a 3-year veteran of the Pierce County Sheriff's Department. His name, 33-year-old Daniel McCartney. He leaves 3 young boys. Also, the flu season has arrived. It appears to be a deadly one this year. Officials with the state health department report so far 20 people have died from influenza complications in the state of Washington so far. Officials tell the Associated Press that most of the people who died were older than 70 and had underlying health conditions. According to the Centers for Disease Control, flu activity has jumped across the country, with 36 states now reporting widespread flu activity. Health officials say the annual flu vaccination is the best method of prevention against the illness, followed by covering your cough, proper hand washing, and staying home from school or work when you're sick. And again, folks, we will stay on top of this and we'll be providing you with some absentee rate information from local schools when we check in with the Chelan Douglas Health Department later this morning. Also, a one-vehicle crash in Grant County claimed the life of a Palisades man early Sunday morning. State troopers say the victim, 41-year-old Casey Crockett, was riding as a passenger in a car driven by 53-year-old George Wistos of Wenatchee. Now, Wistos reportedly lost control of his Jeep Cherokee while driving westbound on I-90 about 6 miles east of George. The vehicle rolled over several times. Wistos was not injured, but a second passenger, identified as 46-year-old Tina Thorne of Palisades, was injured. She was transported to Quincy Valley Hospital for treatment. Meanwhile, the deceased was dead at the scene. An Okanagan woman accused of shooting and killing her husband on December 20th died Thursday afternoon from cancer. According to the Okanagan police, 54-year-old Sharon Allard allegedly shot her 47-year-old husband Daniel Allard once in the head with a revolver inside their home in Okanagan. Daniel Allard survived the initial gunshot, but he died later, 3 days after the incident in Spokane. A man who has not been identified by police told investigators that the couple was arguing before the incident and called 911. Sharon also reported the shooting to 911 dispatchers. Now, friends of the family have also told NCW Life News that the couple had been going through a variety of domestic issues after Sharon had been diagnosed with terminal cancer. Motive for the shooting has not been released. Okanagan County Coroner Dave Rodriguez was not available for comments. Elsewhere today, U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions stunned our Governor Jay Inslee with his announcement last week to overturn Obama administration's policies that allowed states with recreational marijuana laws to avoid federal prosecution. NCW Life's Jay Seebeck has been following that story for us.
Following yesterday's announcement of the rescinding of the Cole memo by the United States Justice Department, Governor Jay Inslee responded by stating that this federal decision goes against what Washington state voters have chosen as the direction the state takes moving forward. Inslee's frustration with Attorney General Jeff Sessions has been an ongoing problem, as he and Washington State General Attorney Bob Ferguson have made multiple attempts to meet Sessions and discuss policies in person. Inslee also stated, "In Washington State, we have put in place a system that adheres to what we pledged to the people of Washington and the federal government. It's well regulated, keeps criminal elements out, keeps pot out of the hands of kids, and tracks it all carefully enough to clamp down on cross-border leakage. We are going to keep doing that and overseeing the well-regulated market that Washington voters approve." When Initiative 502 was passed in 2012, Inslee told the Department of Justice that his office will vigorously defend state law against undue federal infringement. It is clear that this new federal legislation will have continued backlash and has potential for lawsuit. I'm Jay Seebeck, NCW Life News.
And we close out our newscast this morning. The Community Foundation of North Central Washington is accepting applications for its scholarship program. And that deadline, by the way, is fast approaching on March 1st. So thought we'd share a little video from the Community Foundation of North Central Washington that really profiles what the grant program is all about.
Alone, it can be hard to reach our dreams. It can feel like you aren't welcome anywhere. When no one's there to clap, taking on the world by yourself. But when we come together, when we lend a helping hand, when we meet a financial need, when we set the stage, when you support causes you care about in your community, lives are changed. You make a difference in someone's life when you give. Imagine the impact if everyone in our community gave 10%. 10% makes a difference.
Pretty tasty little video.
Good stuff.
I think that was wonderful, yeah.
Good stuff. One of the great success stories in this area is the Community Foundation of North Central Washington.
Absolutely.
Beth and her staff do a great job.
They really do.
Yep. So it's not very fun to be sick on weekends, isn't it? I was going to ask how your weekend went, but you were just
Pretty
kind of
quiet, yeah. I just kind of hunkered down, you know, especially with the weather and everything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not fun.
It's that time of the year where cabin fever starts to set in just a little bit.
I think so. Yeah.
So.
I have to go in and get the official diagnosis, though. I think now.
Yeah.
I have to go in and say, well, you're suffering from is called the crud.
The crud, the creeping crud.
Yeah.
Yeah. So most of the time, you just have to let this roll, take its course.
Pretty much.
Yep. But we were able to hold down the fort without you, although it wasn't easy. And of course, you folks help as well with your news tips and your comments, so we'd love to hear from you. Steve, you want to do the honors on how to get a hold of us?
You bet. We're always looking for ideas for news stories, issues, topics, what have you. And if you see breaking news happening right now, give us a call on our hotline. It's right there listed below me at 888 rather, NCWL. That's 888-6295 if you'd like to get a hold of us right now, or you can contact us on our Facebook page or on Twitter.
Our website.
Even best yet, email.
Sure.
News at ncwlife.com.
The news with Grant Olson, by the way, comes your way Monday through Friday at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock each and every weekday evening. The news with Grant Olson with the latest weather forecast. Eric Granstrom handles sports. We have our feature story. Whatever happened to be making news on this Monday, the 8th day of January, we will have it in a nice little 22-minute package plus commercials at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock.
That's what keeps the cameras on.
Absolutely. Steve, don't work out too hard today. In fact, tell us what you need us to do for you, and then get out of here.
Okay.
Because I don't want you to get me sick.
That's a deal.
Okay,
Well,
fair enough.
You don't
All
want
right.
this. You don't want it.
20 minutes after the hour on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. 1 minute break when we come back. Sports, and don't forget in the second half of the program, Robert Sandage from RLS Productions will be joining us. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live from Studio 2 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Live channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Live Sports.
I'm NCW Live News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on
Where
Facebook.
we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Live channel.
My name's Robert Duff. Current and previous occupation is architect, engineer, a lawyer. Grew up here in Washington, born in Moses Lake. When I first came to CVCH, was looking for a place to get some dental work done. I was really impressed with the people at the counter. I mean, they were just on top of it. It only took her like 15 minutes to do the job. I didn't feel anything. The technology is so great, you don't even realize you're at the dentist. These people are so professional. I would have any one of these people in my home for dinner. These people are family.
Just about 22 minutes after the hour on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, I am Dan Coots. 31 degrees, cloudy and foggy outside of our studios, cloudy and foggy and spittles of rain, and a high today of about 36 degrees. And all this week, fairly cloudy with temperatures slightly above normal with some light rain and snow at times. All right, let's do sports. Let's go all the way back to Friday. You remember Friday, don't you? It all began with Eastmont hosting undefeated Moses Lake, and it was right here on the NCW Live channel. Eric Grandstrom and Grant Olson were there with the play-by-play. Caitlin Cox leading the way for the Eastmont ladies with 13 points.
Simpson lost the handle, hands it off to Cox for a three-pointer. Good! As Brenna Rourke collects the ball, she's into the ball game now for the Wildcats. She'll shoot that three-pointer. Good! Carpenter down over right side to Loretta with the drive. Reverse layup. Good. Goodness gracious.
Left hand.
Yeah, Moses Lake certainly loaded for the future as well.
Yes.
And another pass stolen away by Loretta. And Brenna Rourke having a tough time with her passes here, and a shot by Loretta, and she's taken over this game here in the last few trips down the floor.
Moses Lake would go on for the 64-38 victory behind 14 points from Abby Rathbun and 12 from Jamie Loretta. As the Chiefs improved to 10-0 on the season, they are a very good basketball team. Also, the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard from Friday. The final in ladies basketball. Omak topping Cascade 60-34. Okanagan got by Chelan 64-32. Now on the boys' side, on Friday, Eastmont got off to a really good start with Anthony Lazan, Isaac Wellborn, and Tanner Nelson playing very well off the bench. Grant and Eric had the call again right here on the NCW Live channel.
Got a mismatch there on Kunjara. Lasan in the lane.
Beautiful.
Nice dish pass. Nelson up and good.
Beautiful assist there for Anthony Leeson. He's got two already in this early going.
To Phillips between the leg dribble. Backs up. Now he's open. He's going to take the three up and good.
Wow.
Moses Lake, their largest lead at 9, 16-7. Haberlock baseline. There's Wellborn way up in the air. Up and good.
On the defensive end.
Esparza checks back in for Kuski. Here's Wellborn, left hand, no good. Nelson out of nowhere, up and in. 29 seconds left in the first quarter. Lasan jukes and jives, right elbow, can't get the shot off though. Now goes to Wellborn, left side. It's good for three.
Another feed from Anthony Leeson. That's 3 assists for Leeson in this first quarter.
Leeson finished with 15 points. Wellborn had a game-high 25 for Eastmont, but it was way too much Zach Phillips and Michael Byers from Moses Lake as they led the Chiefs with 20 and 23 points respectively. Moses Lake rolled to a 91-71 victory over the Wildcats. Also on the Les Schwab boys scoreboard for Friday, as you see there, Omak took care of Cascade 60-34. Okanagan moves into first place all by themselves in the CTA and the CTL with a 64-52 win over Chelan. Now to Saturday we go. Eastmont dropped a 76-47 decision to Lake City, Idaho. Sunnyside dumping Wenatchee 77-53. Kashmir clobbered Omak 59-39. Riverside Christian edging Entiat 54-52. And Waterville Mansfield 13 better than Lake Roosevelt 60-47. You see the final there between Orville and Manson. That was boys play. To girls play on Saturday. Lake City edging Eastmont 40-36. It was Sunnyside downing Wenatchee 77-45. Kashmir no trouble with Omak 77-20. Entiat ran past Riverside Christian 67-21. And Waterville-Mansfield dropped a low-scoring affair to Lake Roosevelt, 35-26. The Wenatchee Wild so far are 0 for the year. They're 0 for 2018. They lost both games north of the border over the weekend. And for the first time this season, Wenatchee was shut out in the opener Friday at Salmon Arm, 3-0 the final. Reed Cooper, a brick wall in goal for the Silverbacks. He turned aside all 30 shots he faced. Saturday saw Penticton score 3 second-period goals. That broke a 1-1 tie, and they cruised to a 5-2 victory. In fact, A.J. Vanderbeck and Josh Arnold were the only players to score for Wenatchee all weekend. Wenatchee just went 2 for 57 in shots on goal for both games. Wenatchee returns home this Friday and Saturday. West Kelowna is in town at the Town Toyota Center. By the way, superhero night on Saturday. NFL wildcard weekend. It's a done deal. Marcus Mariota led Tennessee to 3 second-half touchdowns, including throwing a pass to himself. The Titans rallied from a 21-3 deficit to beat Kansas City 22-21 on Saturday for their first playoff win in 14 years. Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons showed the upstart LA Rams what playoff poise is all about with a 26-13 victory at the Coliseum. Remember, the Falcons made the Super Bowl last year. Ryan was an efficient 21 of 30 for 218 yards and a touchdown. Blake Bortles put together one decent drive all day, doing as much with his legs as his arm, as the defensive-minded Jacksonville Jaguars eked out an ugly and sometimes unwatchable 10-3 victory against the Buffalo Bills in the AFC wildcard game. And finally, Drew Brees passed for 376 yards and a couple of touchdowns, and the New Orleans Saints held off Carolina's late comeback to win 31-26 in their NFC wildcard game. So now the divisional round of the playoffs. We are set. Atlanta will travel to Philadelphia Saturday at 1:35 on NBC. Tennessee gets New England in Foxborough Saturday at 5:15. That'll be on CBS. Then to Sunday we go. Jacksonville will be in Pittsburgh, 10:05 on CBS. And the final game pits New Orleans at Minnesota Sunday at 1:40. And the college football season finally comes to an end tonight. It is the national championship game. Number 4, Alabama. Number 3, Georgia. All the marbles. The game will be played at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Kickoff shortly after 5 o'clock on the Entertainment and Sports Programming Network. Go Georgia. 28 minutes after the hour, it's time for the Obscura Holiday. It is the 2nd January of the month, and the 2nd January of the month is always Clean Off Your Desk Day. That's my desk. That's not my desk. Now, if my desk looked like that, I couldn't get anything done. It's, of course, a completely unofficial holiday, but productivity experts and scientists agree that if you have a functional, clean workspace, you get more stuff done. You're more productive in your work life, which is true because about 2 weeks ago, my desk got out of hand and I finally got to clean it up, and it does help. You can find things. In addition, research shows that those who work within cluttered spaces tend to get frustrated faster than those whose workplaces are organized and clean. So how do you celebrate today's Clean Off Your Desk Day? How about clean off your desk and don't forget to shred any of that sensitive paperwork. And it's probably not a bad idea to organize your PC and laptop as well. If it wasn't for the search engine on my laptop, I wouldn't be able to find anything on my computer anymore. You forget where you put stuff after a while. It's 28 minutes after the hour. It is January 8th, 2018. It's time for Today in History. I'm quoting from Article 2, Section 3 of the United States Constitution. And it goes like this. He shall from time to time give to Congress information on the state of the Union and recommend to their consideration such measures as he shall judge necessary and expedient. Again, Article 2, Section 3 of the U.S. Constitution, that is the very first State of the Union address. That is George Washington's handwritten State of the Union address from this date in 1790, 228 years ago. George's address basically said, everything's great. Some fun facts about the State of the Union. Every member of Congress can bring up to 1 guest for the State of the Union. The President can bring 24 guests. He gets his own box. The Speaker of the House may invite up to 24 guests as well. Seating for the State of the Union address is for basically first come, first serve, with the exception of the Cabinet, the Justices of the Supreme Court of the United States, the Diplomatic Corps, and the Joint Chiefs of Staff. They get reserved seating. And back in 2011, on the very same day that Gabby Giffords was shot and nearly killed in that assassination attempt, they decided to change the way they sit for the State of the Union. It was Mark Erdahl's idea of Colorado that said, why don't we all sit together, regardless of party and regardless whether we're in the House of Representatives or in the United States Senate. And they've been doing that ever since. A good idea as well. The very first State of the Union address delivered by George Washington on this date 228 years ago. 203 years ago, during the War of 1812, there we go, the Battle of Nolens. Andrew Jackson leads the badly outnumbered American forces in victory over the British. The British should have gotten Nolens, but they didn't, courtesy of the heroics of Andrew Jackson, which made him a household name in the country. Ironically enough, the war was already over. Of course, the Treaty of Ghent was agreed upon and signed on Christmas Eve of the year before, but the British and the Americans weren't told about it. Apparently, the mail delivery was kind of slow back in the early 1800s, so they fought the Battle of New Orleans not knowing that the United States had already run the war. It happened on this date 203 years ago. And for the only time in this nation's history, on January 8th, 1835, 183 years ago, the United States national debt was zero. It's the only time in this country's history that the national debt was nothing. The only time it ever happened on this date in 1835. By the way, the national debt as of right now is $20,492,761,860.61. If I was in that kind of debt, I guarantee you my bank would call me and let me know. 31 minutes after the hour. Let's do birthdays, shall we? It's January 8th. January 8th, 1935, Elvis Aaron Presley was born in Tupelo, Mississippi. The king of rock and roll passed away in August of 1977 at the age of 42. One of the most significant cultural icons, without question, of the 20th century. He's now more camp than anything else, which is sad because the music that Elvis cranked out, not just in the early 1950s with the Great Sun recordings of them on with RCA, almost everything that Elvis did, he sang with conviction, even if the song was garbage. Elvis felt that any song that was handed to him, he could redeem simply by addressing himself to singing the song. It wasn't always the case. The king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, born on this date in 1935. Whenever I want to talk about general relativity or gravitational theorems, I always give this guy a call, Stephen Hawking, quantum mechanics. When I got questions about quantum mechanics, I give Stephen Hawking a call. He is 76 years old today, the physicist and author. Of course, he's English, really smart guy. And of course, he has amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, Lou Gehrig's disease, so he speaks with a voice box. His actual voice box voice is patented. It's copyrighted, believe it or not. Stephen Hawking, a man who's much smarter than anybody who's watching this program or even hosting it, is 76 years old today. Of course, we lost rock and roll legend Elvis Presley. We talked about that, his birthday. He shared a birthday with David Bowie, the Thin White Duke. David Bowie was born in the state in 1947, passed away a couple of years ago at the age of 69. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Class of 1996. I listened to a lot of music over the weekend, and David Bowie spent quite a bit of time on my turntable. The great David Bowie was born in the state in 1947. And Kim Jong-un celebrates a birthday today. Yes, the supreme leader of North Korea. There he is. How old is he today? We don't know. It depends on who you talk to. We got 4 different birthdays. The North Koreans say he was born on January 8th, 1982. The South Koreans say he was born January 8th, 1983. The Americans say he was born January 8th, 1984. And the Swiss say he was born on July 5th, 1984. I guess when you run a country all by yourself, you can make your birthday whatever you want. We think Kim Jong-un is 34 years old today. And it's 34 minutes after the hour. That's kind of cloudy out there, isn't it? It's a dreary, cloudy day today, but it's Monday, and thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Life channel. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, everyone is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. Street Talk and other stuff at 10 o'clock live from this very studio is going to be a great show. Mike's guest at 10 o'clock on Street Talk and other stuff, John Brangwyn. John Brangwyn, one of the local attorneys and one of the local movers and shakers who are trying to get the name of Robert E. Lee Elementary School changed. You don't want to miss it. Live at 10 o'clock, Street Talk and other stuff with Mike Magnotti. It's going to be a fascinating show. And Mike's opinion comes your way in a couple of minutes. And then Robert Sandage from RLS Productions in studio when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live from Studio 3 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
Alone, it can be hard to reach our dreams. It can feel like you aren't welcome anywhere. when no one's there to clap? Taking on the world by yourself. But when we come together, when we lend a helping hand, when we set the stage, when you support causes you care about in your community, lives are changed. You make a difference in someone's life when you give. Imagine the impact if everyone in our community gave 10%. 10% makes a difference.
In our experience, some people are just cut out for charter college and for success in a new career. These charter types are hard workers. Charter types go above and beyond. And charter types are responsible. If you're ready to get to work making a better future for yourself, you're just our type. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
SkillSource specializes in assessing and guiding youth, adults, and laid-off workers who want to improve their skills. Here you can attend in-depth workshops to assess skills and interests, make career plans, and learn computer basics.
Learning centers provide eligible youth and adults individualized computer-assisted basic education. Vocational training is arranged with approved providers like community colleges or on the job with businesses.
Don't wait any longer. Let's get working on the future you've been dreaming about.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
Bay Equity Home Loans in Wenatchee, serving all of North Central Washington. We make it our priority to learn all about your financial needs. Whether you're buying your first home, refinancing, or want a reverse mortgage, our mortgage professionals are ready to guide you through the loan process. We have a wide variety of loan products to fit your family's needs. Call Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee today for your pre-approval. 509-888-0466.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, you know what I don't understand? Strip clubs and lap dances. Now, my experience in these areas is totally non-existent, so maybe I don't have the right to an opinion. But why would a supposedly intelligent man go to a place where you have to pay a woman who despises you, by the way, to get you turned on? And then your only course of action is to sit with the other jamokes you came with and drink more bad beer? Well, I guess the operative words here are supposedly intelligent. Now, God gave us men two brains, but only enough blood to run one at a time. Now, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks, so bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
If you're stuck trying to find the perfect beer for you, look no further than Badger Mountain Brewing. We specialize in creating tantalizing craft beers that will soothe any picky taste buds and will satisfy your cravings. Check out everything from our amazing Honey Blonde that will appease even the most finicky taster, or a delicious frothy stout for dark beer lovers. Experience them all at Badger Mountain Brewing.
Life is about memories and lasting impressions. With Boswell's expansive two-story showroom of quality home furnishings, you'll find everything you need to create a home to remember. Need assistance? From fabric options and complimentary design service to complete home makeovers, Glenn, Buffy, and Teresa are there to guide you. Come into Boswell's and find inspiration and comfort for every room in your home. Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
Hi, this is Carl.
And Kathy from East Wenatchee Grocery Outlet. We are excited to be a part of this wonderful community and look forward to meeting you at East Wenatchee Grocery Outlet.
Our store is filled with name brand products at bargain prices at 40 to 60% savings. We have a large selection of natural, organic, and specialty foods.
Stop by and meet Carl, the wine guy, on Wednesday.
East Wenatchee Grocery Outlet, where you can win what you saved. Stop by soon.
41 minutes after the hour on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Koontz. My guest today is no stranger to anybody who follows the music scene in the Wenatchee Valley. It's our good friend Robert Sandage from RLS Productions, and we're very proud because starting Wednesday night, we have a brand new show that you, my friend, are responsible for.
Actually, it starts at 1:30.
Does it start at 1:30?
Yeah.
Today?
On Wednesday.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I got to set my DVR. I can look at it anytime I want to. I know where it's stored. Robert Sandage from RLS Productions.
Thanks
Welcome
for
back,
having me.
man.
Thanks.
It's good to have you.
You as well.
You had such a great year last year up at Omenard.
We did. And you know what? The final show was one of those nail biters because, I mean, everybody was not having anything outside. And we set up the concert the night before, and it was like socked in, and I was like going, oh, God, please. And it's like the morning of, he just went, you may have your show. And it all opened up. And then after that night when we were breaking down, it just went right back in.
Talk about the genesis, the concert series, the setting, everything. Whose idea was this, and how did this all come to fruition?
I walked on the site back when Omi Gardens was trying to run their series, and I could see just exactly that vision. So it started for us in 2013, actually going up there and engineering the stage, actually hanging over the edge of that steep slope. And so we actually designed it back then, and then the first show was actually where the stage was kind of, was all on the lawn to begin with the first year, 2014. That was our first year. And then slowly went over the edge the next year because we had to slowly purchase all this equipment because you know, it's kind of a spinny little adventure.
Yeah, and also you needed more room because more people, you know, the word got out and more people started to show up, and before you know it, you were running out of room.
Well, we actually, I brought Amy Stewart on site and had her do a conceptual drawing of what it is that I envisioned, and that's actually something that's it's a pretty cool picture, but it turned out exactly the way we wanted it to look. You know, it's actually hanging over the edge on the back end, and when the talent goes on stage, they actually feel like they're actually hanging off the edge of a little cliff, you know, mini cliff. So, and with the entire panoramic backdrop behind the talent, the audience or our guests are actually looking straight out into the Wenatchee Valley. So it's pretty cool.
It's spectacular, and you really upped everything from a professional standpoint, from the sound system to the lighting system. This isn't some cheap fly-by-night nickel and dime thing. This is professional all the way, isn't it?
It's only one way to, you only do it one way. So yeah, everything's line array as far as the sound system. We brought in Dave Kiefer for recording everything from Jazz Stream Records to multi-track record everything for these shows that we're getting ready to show from 2016, 2017. And then hired, well, Caitlin was actually one of our camera folks, and Alex Wolf is our producer, and so.
When you watch the show, we do hope that you watch the show. Again, it debuts day after tomorrow right here on the NCW Life channel. You will notice a lot of people having a really good time, aren't you?
Yep, and I had the entire release when I told everybody, this is being taped and videoed, so you all agree to it.
There's your blanket release.
Yeah. Of course, on the back of the tickets it says the same thing, but whatever.
The first show is going to be, again, it debuts on Wednesday at 1:30 in the afternoon, and again in the evening hours as well, right? The Infinity Project is going to be your first band out of the box.
Journey tribute band,
yeah,
and they
were so good.
Oh my gosh, yeah. They're just a phenomenal, I mean, they played everything note for note.
Yeah, you close your eyes, you swear you're listening to Journey.
Yeah.
And they close with Don't Stop Believing. Go figure. But it's a great show. The concert has been whittled down. The concert themselves were 90 minutes, close to 2 hours.
Yeah, it basically starts at 6:30 and it runs to about 8:15, 8:20. And we usually get out of there about 1 o'clock in the morning after breaking all the stage
But for the
down.
show itself, it's been whittled down to a nice, tidy little 30 minutes.
Yep, 90 minutes.
90 minutes. So
Yeah.
it's good stuff. It's
Yeah.
really, really good stuff. We have a video to show. What video do you want to show first? So this is the one that's...
This is the teaser that we actually put together for you guys about the entire series. It indicates what shows we're going to be showing on NCBA Life, and thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And they are from 2016 and 2017 concert series. So
check it out. For you folks at home, please use your televisions. Robert, go ahead and use the monitor here.
All right.
RLS Productions is proud to bring to the NCW Life channel the Concerts in the Garden Summer Series held at Omi Gardens. The series features performances from Rare Earth's Peter Rivera, Heart by Heart, Too Slim and the Tail Draggers, The Infinity Project, the Wenatchee Swingin' Big Band, and a whole host of other great acts. Tune in Wednesdays at 1:30 and 7 p.m. and Fridays and Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. and 9 p.m. RLS Productions Concerts in the Garden Summer Series, only on the NCW Life channel.
Who was the hot blonde in there I saw towards the end?
That's my partner. She is the anchor in the family, Rio.
Yeah, boy, did
Yeah.
you... why she hangs around with you,
I
Robert,
don't know.
is beyond
I
me.
put her through hell, and thank God she stuck with me. A lot of communication.
All of this is going to, all the benefits, everything's going to the Wenatchee Valley College Foundation. And how did that come to be? How did that happen?
I'm on the board of the foundation. You have to give back, you know, you have to donate, and so it was a perfect marriage for us. When I came onto the board, I actually met with the president and the executive directors and told them that what we wanted to do, Rio and I wanted to do, was basically set up an endowment. So we agreed to give 25% of our net proceeds to starting to raise this $35,000 nut that we need, as well as actually giving out annual scholarships as well, which we have had some folks that have helped with that as well. The Horan Estates, also San Ray Orchards, and all these folks that you see in this picture make it possible. We just can't do it without our supporters and sponsors, and Rio's handful of volunteers as well.
And you had a record year last year. You can't quite make out the checks, but what is it, about
12,000, yeah.
Wow.
12,000 given, and so far we have 17,000 now in the endowment account, and we've given out 10,000 annual scholarships as well.
Did you start out with a goal, or are you just saying we hope to do this and keep your fingers crossed?
No, I knew what we were going to do. That's period. You don't dribble, you shoot. It's either fish or cut bait. My dad always said, fish or cut bait, son.
You have connections all over the Northwest music scene. You have for years, ever since back when King Biscuit and then DX Biscuit was a thriving organization. How you making these bookings? How's that working? Hey, it's Robert. Come play at the Omi Garden.
Direct, usually.
Yeah.
Because I know all the talent, so I don't have to deal with an agency pretty much. Some of them actually, the final paperwork goes to the agency because they need to have their commission. But I call Peter direct, I call Tim direct. You know, all these guys having performed since the '70s. You know a lot of guys after being in the industry that long.
Is there a particular genre that plays better here than others? I mean, have you booked some that say, I don't think I'll have them back again? Simply, nothing from a talent standpoint, just simply the music doesn't translate.
Classic rock is really big in this North Central Washington area, and some blues, rock and blues, or blues country. But and we've tried jazz. We really, Rio and I have a heart for jazz, but people say they're going to come and then they don't come. So we shy away from that. Big band here, the local big band is always a big hit because they only perform like 2 or 3 times a year in the area, which for us is really important. All of our talent that comes in actually signs a proximity clause. They won't perform within 100 or 90 days before, within a certain miles, and 30 days after, because otherwise all that money that we spend marketing, if people can go down and actually catch them a day before for free, then why would they pay?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That makes
especially midweek.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Your relationship with Dr. Richardson and the college, they probably love you, don't they?
Well, I have a really good relationship with the college. And I have a few degrees from there, so it made sense.
The new music facilities at the college are just phenomenal.
Yep.
They've
I'd like to
really-
see them used more.
Yeah.
So have you been there?
Yeah, a couple of times. Well, they had a chamber concert there. They had a classical music concert there yesterday afternoon. I dropped by.
The acoustics are
just because the
incredible.
acoustics, yeah. You just sit there and just.
Oh my gosh, yes. Drop it. You can hear it.
Yeah, phenomenal stuff.
Yep.
Are you booked for the 2018 season?
Everything is set up. In fact, the next commercial you're going to bring up actually brings the entire season. We're going to open with the Infinity Project, who closed it last year. And then we bring in Too Slim. This will probably be Too Slim's last year because they have him 3 straight years. It's tough not to have him because he sells out every time.
Tim is so great, and his band.
Yeah, Too Slim and the Tail
is so
Draggers.
good. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick little break. Again, Robert Sandage from RLS Productions is my guest this morning. We're going to take a quick little commercial break. When we come back, we'll preview the 2018 concert series, the Concerts in the Garden series.
Yes.
I got it right.
RLS Productions Concerts in the Gardens.
Well, how did you get top billing? When we come back with Robert, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
I'm paying the tab.
Winter weather has arrived in the Wenatchee Valley, and it's no fun to be stuck outside in the cold, and your dog or cat don't appreciate it either. Paws and Claws Veterinarian Hospital would like to remind you that your pet is susceptible to hypothermia and frostbite just like you. After going outside, wipe off their paws to prevent them from licking de-icer or antifreeze. Dr. Shauna Baez and her staff care about your pets. If your pet needs medical attention, call 888-PAWS or find them on 4th and Nile in East Wenatchee.
Lake Chelan Mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan Mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community.
See us at the Plaza in Chelan for all your holiday needs.
And we're back with my good friend Robert Sandage. I am Dan Kuntz, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're talking about the RLS Productions Concert in the Garden series. There.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. We have a little video clip which is going to preview the 2018 concert series, correct?
That's right.
What are folks about ready to see?
It's the Infinity Project, Journey Tribute, Too Slim, the big band. Then we have Peter Rivera from Rare Earth coming back. And then we actually have a group called Invisible Touch, which is the Phil Collins Genesis tribute. And those guys are incredible as well. And you can go to our website, rlstalent.com, and just click on the Concert of the Gardens little tab at the top, and you'll actually watch video footage of, you can purchase your tickets there too if you want, which is rlstickets.com if you want to purchase tickets. But that's the series right there, five shows every Thursday.
Let's take a look at this. Is a preview of what you have coming your way up at Omi Gardens this summer.
RLS Productions presents Concerts in the Gardens held at Omi Gardens this coming summer, featuring the Infinity Project, a Journey tribute band, Too Slim and the Tail Draggers, the Wenatchee Swingin' Big Band, the Peter Rivera Band, and Invisible Touch, a Phil Collins tribute band. The objectives of the series are to increase midweek tourism to the Wenatchee Valley, the development of a world-class series overlooking the Wenatchee Valley, along with awarding annual scholarships to Wenatchee Valley College students. RLS Productions would like to thank their supporters and volunteers for helping make this all possible.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be another great year up at the Garden. It really is.
Did you see all those supporters?
I saw all that. I was going to mention, first of all, Horan Estates Winery and Confluence Health. Without those guys, it probably doesn't happen, does it?
Yeah, Jeffers Danielson came on board this year. They're now stage sponsors. And then there's a whole host of others. We cannot do it without them. And our, Rio actually has a small band of volunteers. My crew is paid, but you know, when they get there at 4:30 in the morning, and then when we break down Thursday night and leave at 1 o'clock in the morning, you know, those guys are our lifeblood as well.
When it came, I mean, obviously the venue, OMI Garden, is just incredible. I mean, it's just gorgeous. And as you saw in the video, you can see what you were talking about, the backdrop of the East Wenatchee
you
area.
Look right out into Wenatchee Valley.
It's just incredible. Why Thursday nights?
Midweek tourism.
Okay.
That was part of the push. You know, we wanted to create more midweek tourism for the Wenatchee Valley, and along with developing the series into an actual regional brand. It's very important that we actually have more midweek tourism to this valley, because you know, we do okay on Fridays and Saturdays, and you know, so if you can get that extended stay from Thursday through Sunday, that's really great for heads and beds and local businesses and you know, everything above.
When you see the show, and again, the show with the highlights from both 2016 and 2017's concert series will make its debut at 1:30 on Wednesday, and then again on Wednesday night at 7, I believe, right? You'll see people having a good time. The cinematography is incredible. The views are incredible. The sound is really, really good, but nothing beats actually being there.
Yeah, it's a natural amphitheater. I mean, with the trees all basically hugging it. You know, we shoot right into those with the line array, right down the people, and they bounce off. And of course, we have a regulation now with our talent not to perform anything over 85, 87 decibels. That also is helpful, not just for our guests, but for us to record, you know, high quality recordings, so that we can actually end up with a premium product.
And of course, it's always cooler up at OMI Garden. It's always cooler, and you got lots of shade. You have those towering pine trees that basically surround the whole area. So
it's a little warm at the very beginning, but it's typically within about 20 minutes, everything's in shade. And you're right, it's probably about anywhere between 10 to 12 degrees cooler up there than down here in Wenatchee. And we also found is like the years we've had some smoke, we're above it.
Yeah.
And we actually look down on it. And so if people want to breathe, come up to the gardens.
And you can see, when you watch this show on a regular basis, we do our OMI Gardens camera, that you can see that actually overlooks the old station area. That's about, well, there it is right there, Robert.
Yep.
So that's a live shot of our camera, which is it's maybe 500-600 feet roughly from where the stage actually sits.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool.
They have one that's actually right where the stage is, but it doesn't actually shoot down the valley like this does, that's a great picture.
For the upcoming concert series, can you get season tickets? I want to go all 5, Robert. I'm in.
Yep. Go to rlstickets.com, and you can get individual general admission or the entire season. We have a few reserved seats left. Those are going real fast because there's only so many tables available. And but yeah, you can get them. It's a wonderful thing.
And OMI Gardens has been good to work with?
It was really good last year because I worked directly with the commissioners and actually nailed down a 3-year lease agreement. So thankful for working with them and then getting everything together with regards to our caterer being on board again. All of our sponsors, we have about a 95-98% return rate on our sponsors, and more coming in because they're seeing what it is that we're doing, and what we agreed to, we are doing.
We can talk about this till the cows come home, but what you can do is simply watch. If you want to relive memories, if you went to last year's shows or even 2 years ago and you want to relive what a wonderful Thursday night you had, starting Wednesday right here on the NCW Life channel, you could relive those memories. Or if you've never seen it before,
that'll give you a taste.
Oh, what's that?
That'll give you a taste.
Yeah, it'll give you a taste of what you can expect for the 2018 concert series. It's a great show. I was watching Infinity Project this morning, finally realized I got to go to work. I'm on the air. Robert, it's good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Say hi to Rio for me, as usual, and come back and see me anytime you want, all right?
Will do.
Absolutely. Robert Sandage, everybody give him a big hand. Everybody have a great Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.